WNBA Stock Watch, Paige Bueckers' start, Caitlin Clark's slump, and more. The WNBA's most anticipated regular season is turning out to be its most unpredictable. Several of the teams that made win-now moves this past off-season are watching their best-laid plans implode, while the rebuilding Mystics and expansion Valkyries vie for playoff spots. Even Caitlin Clark's Logo 3, the impossible shot she has made feel inevitable, has stopped falling. The early season supremacy of the Liberty and the Lynx has been temporarily halted due to injuries. With multiple stars sidelined across the league early in the WNBA's first 44-game season, we're seeing delays in the developmental timelines for some teams. With that in mind, it's time for a WNBA stock watch. Who is falling and who is rising at this point in the season? Who's plateauing? Who's peaking too early? Whose early season woes are really a silver lining? If you're looking for a bandwagon to jump on or hop off, let this be your guide. Bye, Dallas Wings. It turns out a concussion and an illness are nothing compared to the challenge of winning a national title and then transitioning to the pros. Paige Bueckers has been a different, more rested player since the mandated time off. And the opportunity to watch the Wings from a different vantage point has provided a clearer sense of what they needed more of, her. In the 6 games Bueckers played before her concussion on May 29, she averaged 11.8 shots per game. In the 6 games since she's returned, she is averaging 17.2, starting with a 35-point flurry against the Mercury in her first game back. Efficiency has taken a backseat to experimentation, as Bueckers has tried to figure out just how far she needs to penetrate on her patented floaters in order to get fouled instead of blocked. And when she breaks free off screens, her short mid-range game still feels as inevitable as it did at UConn. She's in the driver's seat for the Rookie of the Year award, leading all rookies in points, assists, free throw attempts, and steals per game, and her versatility has been on full display. She's a top 5 rookie rebounder and shot blocker. In the meantime, rookie coach Chris Coklanes seems to be finding his way in Dallas. 2 weeks ago, in a game against the Aces, the water was right at his head and he became the central character in the most riveting 5 minutes of the Wings' season thus far. After 3 quarters of playing their best basketball of the season, the Wings were in the middle of coughing up a 15-point lead. Dejanai Carrington was jawing with Coklanes to challenge a foul call, while listening more attentively to well-regarded assistant coach Nola Henry. Coklanes' boss, Kurt Miller, a future Hall of Famer who can't seem to kick his inner coach, loudly implored him near the bench to call a timeout. Coklanes, often criticized for his laid-back, vibes-forward demeanor, watched from the sidelines. It was 5 minutes of pure sports melodrama, power plays, personality clashes, and an on-court implosion. Coklanes had multiple co-workers and a rabid fan base breathing down his neck. He responded to the chaos by filtering out the players whose styles don't work alongside Bueckers with those who do, quick, unselfish ball and body movers like Kyla Charles, who has shined in the absence of Tierra McCohen, Eurobasket, and Maddie Siegrist, injury. Lee Ueru, a mid-season trade acquisition, gives Bueckers a picking, rolling, and popping outlet. Bueckers' fit with a Reich Augunbowl, though clunky, is improving. Coklanes also started rookie Aziaha James over Carrington, who had the worst advanced on-off numbers on the team. The Wings are 3-1 since that meltdown against Las Vegas, their only loss coming to the Mystics on an overtime game winner by Sonia Citron. Carrington has since been out of the rotation with a rib injury. Once she returns, a version of Carrington, an excellent cutter and above-average passer, can be reintegrated into this new context, at least on paper. Bueckers, often criticized for her passivity, has shown little resistance to the responsibilities that come with being a number 1 pick. Off the court, she's enforcing curfew. On the court, she's even taking command of the clipboard. The more her basketball computing genius adapts to the WNBA, the more Bueckers will harness her skill for organization. It's different than anything that I've ever been through as a player and as a person, Bueckers said a few days ago, just trying to come in and earn everyone's respect but also lead, and be a great teammate, so that challenge has been fun in itself, trying to find my voice, find my way, find my role on the team. After the Wings drafted Bueckers, Coklanes said they would lean on her experiences at UConn to lay a foundation for their culture. At 23, she is becoming everything Gino Auriemma prepared her to be, an adult in the room. Hold, but prepare for more turbulence. Caitlin Clark's shooting. The logo bombs have been off target, sending a Frank Sinatra has a cold-esque shiver through the WNBA and the Fever. Clark, who hadn't gone a game without a three-pointer since her sophomore year at Iowa, when she first started firing from the logo, has already come up empty from beyond the arc 3 times this young season. Everyone has their theories for Clark's shooting struggles. Mine. Fatigue, both physical and mental. Last season, Clark was at her most accurate beyond the arc with 3 or more days of rest. She shot 41.9% from 3 when she was fresh, but that dropped to 29% on 2 or less days of rest. This season, the trend has continued. In the 4 games this season Clark has played after 1 day of rest, she has shot 2 for 29 from beyond the arc. All 3 of her 0 furs fall into this category. In all other games, she's shooting over 40% from 3. Off the court, I wonder if the occupation of being Caitlin Clark is taking its toll. Before playing Seattle on Tuesday, she spent over 3 minutes signing autographs. The people around her squeal in awe. She offers what she can, but more and more this season, she has looked stone-faced in these videos. Before the game against the Storm, she offered a window into her frustration. Obviously, she said, I'm an athlete competing at the highest level. I'm a perfectionist. And you want to be really good every single night. And when you're not, that can frustrate you. Then she flashed that quarterback next door smile and tried to pull herself out of the darkness. But I think it's just reminding yourself of why you play this game. And how much fun we've had doing it, since you were a little kid. I don't think that's changed at all. That's the reason I still play. For me, it's just fun. It's just a game at the end of the day. By the end of the sentence, you get the sense that she believed it. Clark came up empty beyond the arc again against the Storm, but instead of continuously firing away, she found a release in the form of Aliyah Boston, who is in the midst of a career year. Through the course of the game, where she finished with a career-high 31 points and 8 rebounds, Boston went from rolling and setting up dribble handoffs to handling the ball up the floor from full court altogether, accounting for 7 of Indiana's final 8 points. By Sirat Sohi June 27, 6:15 p.m. GMT plus 6:15 minutes. WNBA. WNBA Stock Watch, Paige Bueckers' start, Caitlin Clark's slump, and more. Which early season trends are we buying, selling, or holding? We assess Dallas, Indiana, the 44-game schedule, the stud buds, and more.